This video is featuring a fly, so you're gonna see that whole buzzing, but there it go again. This hoe will not get out of my room. It seems I got accustomed to it. It's in my lap right now, looking vicious. But anyways, the question of the day is, what is wrong with me? Like, this is something I ask myself so very often, and it's a question that I haven't yet found the answer to. It's like, it's 3 a.m. right now. What am I doing up? I don't know. Like, I'm just here, and sleep doesn't interest me, and throughout the day I don't feel energized, but throughout the night I do, and that's because my sleep schedule's fucked. But like, I thought taking melatonin would help, but no, that doesn't. But that's not what. um, what is wrong with me? I don't know. Maybe I'd have to go to um, a therapist or something to figure that out, because me on my own, there's only certain things that I can figure out and some others that I can't. But you know, one thing I do say to myself as well, I'm glad it was me who took on, who took the throne of being the lonely one. All my, like, I tell you, all my family members, like my sisters especially, like, they're all out and about. Even my younger brother, like my younger brother probably went out more times than I did in my entire lifetime. That's an exaggeration. Okay, you're not getting paid to be in my video, so ho, like going back and forth, like no, she wants screen time so bad, like she wants camera time. But no, for real though, like I'm glad it was me, just like the one who took on the burden of feeling everything so heavily, the one who fucking had to be the one who fucking feels fucking everything in the world, the one who chose poetry, the one who chose the passion in music and deepness to things, you know? Because again, I'm the one who, well, I think my siblings come to when they want to speak about things that mean something deep to them, and that's what I think for even friends, the one who people confine in, because you can see that, well, the way I think isn't how everybody else does, and I'm not just a fucking sheep. Maybe that's what I got chosen to be, fucking sheep, the one who's frowned upon but looked up to by some others, but I'm someone, you know? And it's like, with who I am, I know I am a strange man, but that's because, again, I choose not to submit to what everybody else wants to. I don't want to go down the same path as everyone else, and maybe that's why I was born to be this way, to be the one who was chosen to show people around me that being different is fine, and being as different as I am is extremely fine. And I know sometimes for other people out there, you may think like, for who you are, the way you think, the way you dress is like something that you like but others don't, so you try to hide it because maybe you care about what others think. But I'm living proof that I'll put anything on as long as I like it. I don't give a fuck about what someone else thinks. This is for me. What I do is for me. The way I live and lead my life, it's all for me. The only person I'm trying to please is myself. So as long as I'm satisfied with the person I am, then that's all that matters. These people who have all these negative things to say about me, even some of them being closer than I thought, it doesn't affect me. It just shows me that, you know, sometimes it's a stranger, but sometimes it's someone that you hold dear to you. And even with that being said, no matter what, like, if I'm not gonna change for a stranger, someone who I love and is supposed to love me, like, the least you could have let me fucking know is that even if people out there are talking down on you, know that I'll be the one to uplift you. But even that's not the case in my circumstance. But you know, again, that's fine. Because that's just, like, I've learned to just accept things for how they are. I've learned to accept the fact that I am going to be going to bed at 5 a.m. today. The fact that no matter how life goes, I will continue being the positive yet misunderstood person that I am. And I came to terms with that. And that's why I am very strange. I can say that 100%. I am very, very strange. And that's why, again, I don't have anyone who's that close to me, because it's strange beyond comprehension to some. And I'm not saying I'm strange, like I do some fucking weird ass shit, like hold up now, like chill out. It's just like in the way my brain is wired, the way I don't contribute to crowd control and stuff like that, you know. It's hard to find people like me, but yeah, we do exist. And in my case, I just feel everything. I feel feelings, and I embrace my feelings, and I embrace my fears, and I feel like that's the thrill of life. One thing that I'll tell you that is strange about me is the fascination that I have with death. I don't know what it is, but something about it intrigues me. But it's not the death in others. When I think too much about that, it makes me sad. Yesterday, I was on TikTok and I was just scrolling for a bit, and then I started to see like videos of cats, and then like it was one video in specific that started the fucking train of thoughts, and it was a video of like someone grieving the death of their cat. And then like I went to like the search and I was like looking into it, and then like I was looking and looking and looking, and I started crying. And I haven't cried in a while, but it's like it felt so good. Like I felt my body warm up and just like for once release something that's being kept within me, because sometimes I do feel like I want to cry, but I just don't know why. So when I watched that, the tears just came flowing, and it actually felt good. I didn't feel, of course I felt sad watching those videos, but I still felt good. It was like a bittersweet moment, because even though it made me cry, it was like, this is what I've been trying to do for a while, so it was nice to finally release. But the thing about death that scares me is death in other people. I tell myself a lot that I would hope that I would die first. And because I don't, because the thing is, I know my feelings all too well. And with death, I mean, everybody is going to experience like a hard feeling of death, but like the way I experience things is not the way an average person does. And like even just someone leaving my life is enough to destroy me. So someone leaving the world completely, it took me before to a place where I never knew existed, a place I wasn't ready to go. And even now, I don't think anybody's ready for death. And that's why I swore an oath to myself that I would disappear, and not disappear off the face of the earth, but disappear in a way of only existing if someone allowed me to. And what I mean by that is on YouTube and social media. No, because I'm going to disappear from that too. But for YouTube, and my dream here is that I want to disappear, and that the sole way of you finding me is going to be if you see me in your video, on your TV, on your phone, whatever the case may be, because that's a choice you make, you know? A lot of people have discarded me or just played with me in a way I didn't want to, and for that, I'm not gonna get revenge on you or anything. My only revenge is my peace, and the way I will achieve that is by disappearing and falling out of the reach of your hand, and for you to see that I was right in front of you, and you had a long chance and opportunity to do better, to right your wrongs, and you never did. But now it's that when people leave is when people feel remorseful, and they replay conversations and where they went wrong and what they could have said instead. And that's why the day I disappear is when people who have done me wrong are going to realize that it was a gem in front of you, babe. It was a gem, and it's hard to find gems like me. And you know what's going to happen now? It's going to take you a while to stumble upon a new one, but clearly when I was there, you weren't ready to handle something like that with delicate care. So you know what? I had to leave, but the thing is, I hope you learned from what happened when I was in front of you, so that when another thing appears in front of you, you won't go down that same path as you did with me. And I know I'm going off track and I'm just talking about things, but I feel like every thought usually contrasts. But that's another thing that's wrong with me, is that I have so much just in my head. That's why I am one of those people, not with strangers and stuff like that, but like for YouTube, is that I do feel like I go off topic a lot, and that's because, well, I don't have these talks a lot to be able to just speak my mind freely. Usually at work or just in general at home, I'm just quiet, I'm just watching something, I'm just staying to myself. So yeah, when I get the opportunity to talk in a way of which I'm not coming off as a burden, because again, YouTube is that you guys would have to willingly want to listen to me, and if you don't, you just click off the video. And that's what I like about this, is like, I don't have viewers or someone there who's just listening because they have to. Like, if I'm talking to someone in person and I just dump my problems on them, they're gonna feel like, oh, I don't want to tell them shut up, I don't want to make them stop, so I'm just gonna listen so it could end. But on YouTube, it's not like that. So I feel like for here, I can speak and speak, and it's like people can choose to want to listen or they not. You either continue watching the video or you don't, and that's a personal choice. And that's why I just get on here and I just speak and speak and speak, and I can keep speaking forever, because again, there's just a lot in my mind, and the only way I can release fully in a way that satisfies me and calms my brain down is if I just speak to my full potential and full extent of not holding back. And again, I like the way that words sound outside of my head, because this is like, again, everything I talk about is just like everything that I'm just holding in my mind and finally being able to say it out loud. And in this setting, I really do like the way that the words sound. Sounds very interesting to me. Well, I find myself interesting. I hope you guys find yourself interesting too, but I feel like that's one thing that's cool about me, is that I'm always thinking about something, I'm never that person who's just not gonna have something to say. I think about everything, conversations replay in my head, and I try to make sense of things that don't. And I love poetry because I like hidden messages behind things. And, well, I love but don't love being me. And what I mean by that is that I love the way I look. I admire myself very much so, in a way that no one else has. But it's just sometimes when I put myself in situations, sometimes unwillingly, and sometimes, well, I thought it was going to go good and it turns out bad. And then I bring myself to a bad place, and I always blame myself. That's one problem, and that's maybe something that I've just been doing throughout my life. But certain people taught me that no matter how wrong that they do, you will be the problem. And maybe that's why I'm the way I am, of just blaming myself for every time something goes wrong. But again, I have I like to say, like, two beings in one is what it is, because like I'll be telling myself that, but then I'll have like another thought, like maybe a subconscious telling me like, it's not you, like it's really not you the problem, it's really them. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that you could have done for that shoe to fit you and for you to be for that person. And that's why it doesn't work out, because it's not me, it's them. I know what I'm capable of, and again, I say it all the time, but being lonely and actually getting to know yourself through it all, it teaches you a lot. And I did get to know myself better. That's why I know my needs and my wants, because I spend a lot of time with myself and I've got accustomed to these feelings. And no, I take that back. I couldn't say I got accustomed to it, because you don't get accustomed to hurt. You just embrace it because you know that there's nothing you can do about it. And that's another thing that's about me. And I feel like I can keep talking forever, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'll stop for now, and I'll try to go to bed, and I hope you guys are doing good. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. This fucking little button doesn't fucking want to fucking work. Fly.